Peace y'all, and welcome to the 5-minute review series. And for the first time, we will review a soundtrack. Wizards and Warriors for the NES. Wizards and Warriors was released in North America in December of 1987 and in Europe on January 7th of 1990. The soundtrack was composed by David Wise, and it's the second game in which he has composed for, following Slalom. There are a total of 15 unique tracks in the game. This includes sound effects like entering a door or finding an item. But the first track you hear is the title screen, which is an 8-bit rendition of the piece Toccata and Fugue by Johann Sebastian Bach. I've always liked this title theme, and it fits the vibe of the game. It's one of my favorite songs on the soundtrack. Another song that takes inspiration is the boss theme. This tune is originally called The Villain or The Villain's Theme. We covered this in our Oddly Familiar series, so I won't go too much into that, but it makes perfect sense for a song to be named The Villain to inspire the boss fight music. Another song that I really like on this soundtrack is called Inside the Tree. I really like the feeling of this song. It almost has the feel of a hip-hop track that uses a chopped-up sample. The soundtrack will leave a good taste in your mouth. There are only 2 songs that I don't like, and one of those songs, the stage it appears on, is terrible, so that might affect my opinion on the song. Here is the Lava World theme. Once the Lava World song starts to get going, it's not so bad. I like the tune that kicks in at about 15 seconds into the song. Once I hear this, I remember just how good this soundtrack is. So even one of the songs I said I don't like, I still do kinda like. The other song I don't really like listening to has a similar bass line where it just bounces back and forth. Both of these songs give me almost an uncomfortable feeling, and for a video game, you do need songs like that. But if we are only looking at the music itself, those are my least favorite songs on the soundtrack. When the game calls for a more lighthearted tune, it has you covered. Here is a track named Outside the Castle. This song does have a certain victory feel to it. It's a perfect tune to rescue a damsel, even if the damsel is named Griselda, or Galadriel, or whatever her name may be. I am trying to ignore the nostalgia factor of the songs and just talk about the music itself, but this next song is pretty much a classic. It comes from the very first stage of the game, so almost everyone who has played the game will know it. Here is the forest level theme. Overall, the soundtrack has a medieval type of feel, so it fits the game. Some of the songs on the soundtrack may not be very in-depth and use some short loops, but this is a very early NES game, so at the time of its development, there wasn't anyone that was a master of the hardware. And at the same time, as we stated earlier, it's only the second video game soundtrack done by David Wise, so he was probably still learning the hardware and how much he could push it. I wouldn't call it the best soundtrack that David Wise has ever done, but I might put it in his top 10. You will have to stick around for our top 10 David Wise video game soundtracks to find out about that. The Wizards and Warriors soundtrack does get the ICC stamp of approval. So anyways, for now, I'm ICC. Thanks for watching. Peace.